Tax Reform Summit has brought together experts, tax justice activists, labor organizations and policymakers to chart a course for a more equitable and sustainable global tax policies. It's hoped discussions will bring about solutions and international cooperation to combat illicit financial flows and corporate tax evasion, as well as to address rampant global inequality. Organizers also hope to be able to contribute to the United Nations Tax Convention, a proposed international agreement aimed at improving international tax policy and cooperation.
The problem that we've had is that the rules that are currently in place have been in place for a very long time. A lot of them were set maybe 100 years ago, a time where most African countries were still colonies. And these rules really don't work to our benefit. A lot of them are based on favoring the countries which export capital, the countries where multinational corporations are based, are headquartered. So maybe your European countries, countries like Australia, Canada, they're really the ones who benefit from the current tax rules.
Union Federation SAFTU says the global movement to enforce a minimum 15% tax rate for multinationals aimed at cutting down on tax competition between countries is too low.
We're going to be critiquing the United Nations Commission on Tax, which is proposing a tax regime tagged at 15%. We believe that 15% is way too low and is yet another gateway for the corporates to continue profiting but making no contribution whatsoever to the development of the African continent, of the global south, and indeed of every other country in the whole world. So that's our main message, that 15% is way too low. We are battling with the reports from UNTAC that, as well as the African Union, that indicate that actually through illegal means, illicit cash outflows, mispricing, and all of that, corporates are ripping off the African continent.
Delegates heard that South Africa's G20 presidency provides a window of opportunity on both the national and international levels to push for a fairer global tax system.
It's important to find a common agenda and a common strategy to advance the progressive tax reform together with all the allies from national organizations, civil society, but also trade unions, and then international organizations like ICRIT that can help complement the work that's done at national level. This year is particularly important for South Africa as they host the G20. It's also one of the key countries in the UN negotiation for a framework convention International Tax Cooperation, and also a member of the BRICS. So there's a number of fora where the South African government can play a positive role to advance tax reform, both to ensure that multinationals pay their fair share and also that the rich pay their fair share.
The summit coincides with South Africa's ongoing national budget debates following delays due to the rejected value-added tax increase. This saw the fuel levy increased, a move SAFTU says will have the same effect on the poor and workers as a VAT increase would have had. Gloria Sefakomusi, SABC News, Johannesburg.